All right, man. I figure I'll explain this patch to you. All right, oscillator, a 512, square wave, right here, bam. With a pulse width modulation going in, coming from the quad LFO up there. So that's voice one. Voice one meaning it's a low octave. Another 512 module. All right. We got two square waves. Oscillator one, or no, this is oscillator two, oscillator three. This one was oscillator one. So you could see I got this one tuned up to, like, you know, what is it? Yeah, 8th octave. And the same thing with here. I got these the same, but here's the thing. This one's a low C. This one is a high E, and then this one's a high G. So it's a major triad. And then up here, like, this is pretty much where, like, the pitches come from. So I don't know if you can even read that. I don't think it's coming on the screen, but it tells you exactly what the pitches are. So that's like the sequencer, right? So it's like oscillator 1, 2, and 3. So this whole thing's gonna just make a chord, and this whole thing's the pattern. It's got 64 steps. It's pretty wild. So I got everything hooked up. I got the 606. I got all this stuff, and just all these wires pretty much make the polyphony, and then I have the stereo running into a stereo delay. So I know this video is already long, so let's get to it. Let's see if you can hear it. I'll turn that up a little bit. See that thing going? All right, now it's back to 1 all the way through 64. And each one of those things is a chord stab of these 3 oscillators. And now I got modulation hooked up to this. So it's running through an amp, which is all 3, you know, C, E, G. This runs into a filter, which is controlled by envelopes here. So for example, I can just control this envelope, the amp envelope. So I can just drop it, open it right up. Filter envelope. Little modulation. And add some beats. Now, here's the fun part. Ribbon controller hooked up to this, which this, if you could see, I have all these like modulation inputs turned up, and that means I can modulate all of the notes going in there. So I got a modulation source here, here, and here. So all 3 oscillators. Check this out. You can just fuck around with it. Right here too, I split off the signal, and that's going into a 505 module, which is the Sh101 filter, and this sounds pretty wicked. It's more of like a noise filter. It's crazy. It's got a lot of tweakage to it. And at last but not least, it's all running through a delay, which I can turn on now. It's pretty wicked. This thing's awesome. All right, now that I've spent 5 minutes talking about a modular patch, I think I'm done.